If you are a person who right now you are feeling despair on some level, I just wanted to share with you that even though like you're a person who has um, been in the realm of religion or going to a church services or even maybe for years, I just wanted to share that God is real, that Jesus is real. And um, if you have been like to church services a few times or maybe for years in your life, but you just don't feel like it was anything impactful for you personally, I'm here to say that Jesus is real, where it's not just a concept, or it's not about going to a church service. It's actually a real two-way relationship that you can have. And for years, when I was growing up, like I loved God, I went to church, and but when I went through some intense trials, I didn't sense that I had necessarily a two-way relationship with God. In fact, many times when I would pray or say prayers, it felt like they were just kind of hitting the ceiling. And so that turned around when I was around 20 years old, and um, I cried out to God, and I just said, nothing complicated. I just said, God, will you help me to be who I really am? Because I don't feel like any of the stuff I'm going to or anything that I'm doing is really me. And then that's all he needed, was for me to cry out to him, to ask him that. And he met me and just revealed to me in different ways, like how much he is real, and how he loves me. And I'm just here to testify that if you have been in church and you just never felt like it was anything for you, it's because you haven't really experienced um, that relationship with God yet. And you can, by just putting all your faith in Jesus Christ, because he is the way to knowing God. He is the truth as to who God is, and he is the life who will bring life to you, even if you feel a certain amount of despair or things like that in your life right now. Like, knowing Christ will give you a firm foundation. And it isn't something psychological, like in your mind. It's not like, okay, there is a list of things that I need to do, and I will, um, experience Christ. But it's actually a supernatural event where when you just turn to him instead of, like, for example, other things that you might be turned to right now that would be not God, and you put all of your eggs in his basket, so to speak, all of your um, trust in him, and you kind of turn away from the other stuff, and you just like turn to him to say that you believe in him and you believe what he says, then he will supernaturally transform your heart so you can know him and understand who he is. And it's amazing because the before and after, like before, I felt like my prayers were hitting the ceiling. And then after, when I really like turned away from whatever it was in my life that wasn't really godly, and I turned to God alone, then it was like this two-way relationship where um, I could receive from him, and I knew that he was receiving all of my prayers. He was hearing me and I was hearing him. And it was really a very different experience. And he actually took away many things that, I mean, instantly, that I had experienced before that weren't, good things like, I don't know, cynicism or whatever. Like, I noticed all those things um, he took away. And then other things, they stayed a while and he had to teach me, right? But he gave me this new heart and new mind so that I could actually follow him and understand how to live. Life isn't about just doing whatever we think or what we're feeling like doing at the time, but it's it's trusting that your Father in heaven, your Creator, the one who made you, knows what's best for you, and it's putting your trust in him. And it is I'm just here to tell you, it is so worth it, putting all your trust in the one who made you, it rather than just leaning on your own understanding. Leaning on his wisdom is so life-changing, and it is the good life. It is where the grass is greener. And so I'm just here to share with you and encourage you that there is hope in Christ Jesus.